I want to share with you a really fascinating story, a moving story. Some years back, I met a Russian-Israeli man, a big, strong man. He had been a wrestler with the junior Olympic team in Russia, but when he moved to Israel, he made it to the Olympic team, the team being so much smaller than the Russian team. He was scheduled to wrestle in the 1972 Olympics in Munich, where all of the Israeli athletes were killed in a terrorist attack. Horrific story, as you recall it. Well, he was scheduled to do it. He had a financial dispute with the Israeli Olympic team. He ended up dropping out towards the end. His replacement was one of the men who was killed. So he always thought there must be some reason God spared my life, but he was not a religious Jew. A friend of mine was sharing the gospel with him. We both lived in Maryland at that time. And he called me and said, Mike, I've gone as far as I can with him. He doesn't seem to be able to connect the dots. So we came over to my home, and we sat down and read the scriptures together. And I showed him from the Messianic prophecies. I opened up to him Isaiah, the 49th chapter. And there, the servant of the Lord, some identify it as the prophet, some as the Messiah, some as the nation of Israel. But it's clearly an individual speaking. The individual says that God said to me, you are my servant Israel, in whom I will be glorified. So the servant is called Israel. But yet as we read on, that's Isaiah 49:3, as we get to verses 5 and 6, God says to the servant that I'm calling you to restore my people Israel and to be a light to the nations. In fact, it looks like you've labored in vain. It looks like you haven't succeeded in being a light to Israel. But I'm not only calling you to restore Israel, the tribes of Jacob, but also to be a light to the nations. And I said to him, the servant of the Lord represents Israel. This individual fulfills the mission of Israel, because the rabbis will tell us, no, these passages like Isaiah 53, they don't refer to the Messiah specifically. They refer to the nation of Israel. And I said, listen, in the Olympic Games, one athlete wins, but they play the national anthem of that athlete. And here are the headlines. Israel wins medal in the Olympics. Big headlines. Israel wins medal. But it's one individual, but he won it for his people. He fulfilled the destiny of his people. The Messiah fulfills the destiny of Israel. A light went on. He saw it. And he gave his life to the Lord and became wonderfully born again in the Messiah. It's not either or. These passages, do they refer to the Messiah or Israel? They're all about Israel and all about the Messiah of Israel, who fulfills the destiny of Israel and the Jewish people. And yes, restores the nation and is a light to the world. That is our Messiah, Yeshua the King.